Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Cancer for the month of October 2021. We are already in October, which is definitely very hard to believe. It feels like the year just really went by very quick this year. As you know, dear Cancer, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate with you and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Cancer. In the past position, we have the Five of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Wands. In the challenging position, we have the King of Cups clarified by the Fool. In the present position, we have the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we do have the High Priestess clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. Very interesting spread. Let's get right into it. In the past, we do have the Five of Pentacles, which is definitely a card of struggling. So you are just coming out of a period, dear Cancer, where perhaps, you weren't on stable ground, where you didn't feel security around you. Perhaps, you didn't have as much support from different relationships. Also, you may have had a little bit of difficulty paying for your bills, and just financially, this is definitely a difficult card. The card of not having enough money to pay the bills. It's a card of not really having, strong financial stability, if you will. And that can reflect on our self-esteem. That can reflect on how we feel about ourselves. So you're just healing from that, because we do have the Five of Pentacles in the past position, which is a really, it's the best position for that card to be in. We do see that you did take action, because the Knight of Wands is all about, determination and having the willpower to move forward towards your goals and your dreams. So even though you did go through, financially difficult perhaps times, you also took action in order to move past that, in order to create support that you needed to have. And definitely this created a really strong foundation for you, that you can overcome whatever obstacles come your way. Remember that the universe does not give us more than we can handle. When we do go through different obstacles, it is to expand our strength, to grow, to realize our potential. So definitely that is important to remember and to be aware of. But in the challenging position, we do have an interesting combination. We have the King of Cups clarified by the Fool. It is a strong combination, because the King of Cups, he's royalty. And so he's someone who is an authority figure. He's a leader. He's someone that definitely possesses a lot of power. And this could be someone in your life that is trying to manipulate your emotions against you, trying to use how you feel about something. You know how sometimes people make us feel guilty. You know how sometimes people make us feel regret about something. And so this could be someone in your life that is trying to create a little bit of manipulation. So you want to make sure to stay away from that type of low vibrational energy, and maintain your high vibrational energy, which definitely will require meditating, definitely will require staying in your own frame, and most importantly, connecting with something bigger than yourself. Because that allows you to create a balance between your divine masculine and your divine feminine. It helps you to align your mind and your heart and your spiritual side as well. Because when those three things are aligned, then you're able to maintain that high vibration and move, forward towards accomplishing your goals and your dreams, dear Cancer. The King of Cups here could also mean that there is something when it comes to your emotions that is out of balance. You could find yourself throughout the month of October feeling a little bit sensitive. Sometimes you could be feeling a little bit moody. One moment you're happy, and the next moment you're not, maybe feeling sad or angry. Do remember that when it comes to a person's emotions, there should be one sort of archetypal kind of emotion, the main emotion, like so that other emotions can follow. Because when you go from frame frame to frame to frame, you can't really accomplish anything. It's important to decide which emotion is the main one for you. Like I'm a Taurus, and for me, the main emotion has something to do with stability, right? So anytime I have an approach to anything, it comes from the prism of stability. It comes from a prism of security. And so whatever major emotion is for you, you need to make sure that it is well established, because then all the other emotions will be so much more easier to kind of follow suit, and they'll be controllable as well. That's why meditation is very important, because the more you meditate, the more you don't allow different emotions to control you, the more you realize that you are separate from your own ego. And as a result, that helps you maintain high vibration. Definitely, it's important to be aware of that. In tarot, the energy is interchangeable. So it doesn't necessarily mean that someone else is being manipulative towards you. It could also mean that you are being manipulative towards someone else as well. I just want to make sure to mention that as well. Now, we do have the Fool, which is a major arcana card in the clarifying position, which tells me that the new cycle that you are looking forward to may not be coming about in the month of October. There are some delays. There are still, a waiting period where you might find yourself waiting to begin something new, perhaps a new relationship, perhaps a new situation that you want to see develop, perhaps something like a project, a home improvement project, or some type of a project at work. Perhaps there's a promotion that you were looking for. But definitely when you have the Fool in the challenging position, definitely the new cycle is not beginning in the month of October for you. There must be a period of wait. And I know a lot of people don't like the, patience word, but it does seem like you're going to have to, exercise some patience. And also you may want to be careful about doing, things recklessly, because sometimes when the Fool appears, he does in the challenging position likes to take some risks. So definitely, be very cautious throughout the month of October. Make sure that you are thinking about and planning and strategizing about, the next step before you actually take it. What I really like is that in the present position, however, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is amazing. I love her. She brings a lot of stability because she's represented by the earth element. She's also, she's ruled by Venus, so that is a planet of relationships, which is definitely very important. But the Queen of Pentacles, she's someone who is sort of like a household manager. When she makes an appearance in a spread, definitely throughout the month of October, you're going to be focusing on managing things at home. You're going to be managing relationships that are very important to you, and responsibilities. We do see that you have quite a lot of responsibilities in the month of October, because you do have the Ten of Wands in the clarifying position. But I think that you already know what these responsibilities are, and I think you're going to be handling them quite well. The Ten of Wands is not in the major position, it's in the clarifying position. So you will feel somewhat tired throughout the month of October, because there is a lot to do, as you know, dear Cancer. But I think you have a really strong plan, and I think you really have a strong strategy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten the Queen of Pentacles. She's also bringing you closer to financial stability as well, or she's bringing you a reward, because Pentacles are generally represented are representative of money. So when you have Pentacles in the present position, definitely you're going to feel better when it comes to your financial situation, which is really nice, because that is what we are all trying to achieve. But the Queen of Pentacles tells me you're going to be taking care of yourself better, physically, emotionally. You're going to be moving towards more stability. You're going to also have a busy month of October. A lot of things to handle, because you do have the Ten of Wands in the clarifying position. Now, in the future outcome position, we have a very interesting combination, the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. The High Priestess is a major arcana card. She is a card of mystery. She's a card of knowledge, of wisdom, And generally, when she appears, especially in the future outcome position, that tells me that there's still many things that are being realigned by the universe for you, that the outcome is not really shown to us. We must wait until the month of October to see what the High Priestess brings, if you will. But generally, when she appears in the future outcome position, expect to follow your intuition. She's all about listening to your inner voice. When you find yourself in a situation where you're not really sure, is this your friend? Is this, not your friend? Should you go down this road? Should you wait on some sort of a project that you have going for yourself? The High Priestess tells you to follow your intuition. You already know the answer. It is inside of you. You just have to really, really quiet yourself and hear the voice that comes from within, because it will guide you in the right direction. And I really like that the High Priestess here is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is bringing you a reward. The not so great part is that the Knight of Pentacles doesn't move very fast, so the reward is still being formulated, and it's going to be moving towards you towards the end of October, but most likely that reward is going to arrive by the end of the year, dear Cancer. Let's see what we can clarify with the two mystical wisdom cards that I pulled. And we have Face Your Fears, Release the Power of Fear, and Dreams. Believe in your dreams. Sometimes in order to achieve our dreams, we have to let go of fear. We have to let go of other people's opinions, of other people's experiences. We have to let go of past trauma and see something with new eyes in order to move forward. When we overcome our fear is when we receive the reward. It's important to remember that the biggest reward hides in the scariest cave. You have to defeat the monster, which is your fear, before you receive the reward. And when it comes to fear, there's all kinds of different fears. Sometimes they are learned fears that we receive from our family members, from our friends. Sometimes fears are kind of like just because we don't know or have enough information. Once we do, like for example, let's say you have never owned a house, right? And you're trying to buy a house. There may be some fear associated with it just because you are not really sure how the process goes, or you're trying to have a vacation in some faraway land that you've never been to. There can be fear associated with it, and all that fear requires is learning and obtaining information. Then there are trauma fear that we have to work through, which generally follows us from our past. But that is important to remember, that we are always whole. A lot of times people try to convince us that we're not whole, that we're not perfect, but we are. The universe cannot create something that isn't whole, something that isn't really well put together. Universe honors you, and so you should honor yourself. And that going through fear that originates from trauma generally requires shadow work. So you may want to do some shadow work and address uncomfortable emotions in order to incorporate yourself into yourself, because when you are whole, fear divides you, right? Fear creates, several versions of you. Whereas when you are whole, you're not afraid, because you know that whatever comes your way, you can handle. The universe will help, and what is yours cannot be taken away from you. When you have that knowledge deep, deep, deep inside of you, then you're able to work through fear. But definitely, Cancer, there is some fear that you need to be working through, and you will have an opportunity to do that in the month of October. So definitely be aware of that. And of course, your dreams can still be achieved. They're important. The reason, they occurred to you, the reason you have them in your head in the first place is because the universe is encouraging you to follow them. And sometimes, it's easy to get lost in life and to give up on your dreams, but it is important to remember that you are a unique human being. And, if there are some dreams that you need to achieve, you are fully capable of realizing them once you work through the fear. But let's see what answers from angels were received. I also pulled two answer from angel cards, and and we've got there's something better and peaceful resolution. Very interesting. So if there's a specific question, if there's a specific issue that bothers you throughout the month of October, definitely keep your eyes open for something better. Definitely keep your eyes open. Make sure you network. Make sure you connect with people you normally would not connect with, and see what kind of adjacent opportunities you can find in order to move forward closer to your dreams and your goals. And of course, the peaceful resolution card is really always nice to have. The month of October, I mean, I don't see anything that is standing out. If the King of Cups does present a bit of a problem for you in the month of October, there's going to be a peaceful resolution, which is really, really nice, dear Cancer. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really appreciate all your likes. I especially appreciate your comments because it helps me receive feedback from you, which is always very helpful. And also, it helps me connect with your energies, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.